Google is this big company. It's tens of thousands of employees. And the Google Ventures is actually a small, separate company. So there's 50 employees. And the way that it works is that Google, big Google, gives us money. So $300 million a year. We have $1.2 billion under management. And we invest that money in turn in startups. So we've invested in 170 startups so far. The idea is that when those startups do well, when we make a profit, we return that profit back to Google. So it's a way for Google to make money. So unlike any other venture capital firm, we have a full-time design team. There's 5 of us, Daniel and I, and 3 other designers. And we work full-time alongside the companies, helping them to build and ship products. So you can do the math. There's 5 of us, and there's 170 of them. And so in order to reach all of them, well, I mean, frankly, it's not possible. But we have developed a way to do over 50 projects a year, hands-on with the companies. And what we found is that, surprisingly, 3 to 5 days is enough to make meaningful progress, to actually prototype and test a design going from scratch. And it helps the companies accelerate. If you guys are interested in running a sprint like this, there's kind of 3 key ideas that I think you ought to remember. One of them is creating time pressure. It turns out that you can manufacture a deadline in a lot of ways. The second is getting into a prototype mindset. We try to figure out how to build something high fidelity as quickly as possible, rather than building something real, just kind of creating a veneer of reality. And finally, getting in this mode of doing quick research, which really doesn't have to be very complicated. I think what's been kind of surprising over the past year is, as we've done this again and again and again, is that it keeps working. It works for prototyping and testing for coffee drinkers, but it also has worked for a product for small business owners. We've been able to do this for oncologists, so doing the same kinds of user studies with oncologists or carpenters, genomic researchers, startup founders. We actually use this for our own Google Ventures website. We built a prototype in Keynote. We showed it to people who had founded and sold companies in Silicon Valley. And people are willing to come in for an hour and give you feedback, and what you learn from showing it to someone who has fresh eyes is astounding. And it really only takes 5 days.